Hi, welcome back. Now we're going to talk about color management. Color management is an enormous topic. Volumes of books are written on color management. We're going to basically touch on it here, expose it to you, and try to give you my limited understanding of it, but I think it's enough for you to do everything we're going to talk about in this set of tutorials. All right, every image may have a color space associated with it. The usual color spaces would be sRGB, Adobe RGB 1998, and now Profoto RGB. Essentially, a color space is the number of colors that are available to be used in an image. So the sRGB color space is a small box of crayons. It doesn't have a lot of colors available to it. Adobe RGB 1998 is a big box of crayons. There's a lot of colors that are associated with this. This used to be pretty much as big as it went. Recently, this Profoto RGB came out, and it's a much bigger box of colors to work with. Any image may have any of these color spaces here, or there's other ones out there associated with it. Depending upon the intended use of the image depends upon what is the best color space for the image to be in. If we're preparing an image for the internet, perhaps you want to email it to somebody or post on a website or view on a digital device, the sRGB color space is the color space the image should be in order for that to appear properly on all these devices or on the internet. When preparing a photograph for printing, this has been the standard. Adobe RGB 1998 has been the standard color space for the profile of the image. Nowadays, and I still use actually this one for printing, because most printers are still set up to use this as the color space of printing. But with this new, larger color space, I use this when I'm creating my master files, so that my master files have the largest color space associated with them. What happens if we don't have the correct color space? Let's say we're getting something prepared for the internet, and we use the Adobe RGB color space instead of the sRGB color space. Well, the images will not display properly. The colors will look off. Alright, so if you're preparing something for the internet, it's really important to have it in the sRGB color space. If you're emailing an image to a friend to take a look at, and you want it to look proper for them, it needs to have the sRGB color space as its profile. If you're preparing something for print, this is the best choice. However, many labs will accept images with both the sRGB and Adobe RGB color space. Some labs, depending upon how new their equipment is and how advanced they are also now taking this Profoto color space. Alright, so the important thing here is you're going out to the internet, sRGB, you're printing, try to be in one of these, it's more information. And for your master files, definitely have them in this Profoto color space. So the next question is, okay, how do I get one of these color spaces applied to my image? Let's start with back here in Bridge. Let's work with raw files. Let's just select this image here. Let's open it in Adobe Camera Raw. Here we are with the image in RAW. Down here at the bottom on this hot link, this is where we set up what color space this image will be when it opens in Bridge. So we can click this drop down arrow right here and choose. Profoto, we're bringing this into Photoshop. We're going to create a master file. Profoto is the best color space to be in, as well as 16-bit channel versus 8-bit channel. More information better starting point, more editing headroom with both of these boxes checked this way or selected this way. So we're going to select OK here, and now we click Open Image, and the program is converting that from a raw data file into an image file and assigning that Profoto color space. So now the image has the Profoto color space. Let's pretend for a moment we're totally happy with this the way it looks. We've saved this off. It's now saved as a master file. Now we've decided we want to email this to a friend. How do we convert that profile to the sRGB color space? Well, we come up here to Edit, scroll all the way down to Convert Profile, click on it, and here we can see what the source space of the image is, Profoto. And here's where we choose the destination space. So we might come up here. Now typically we're going to be working mainly in this. When we talk about books being written, that's what a lot of this other stuff is. We're only concerned with this area right through here. So we're going to email it. We need to change it to the sRGB color space. So we'll click there. Notice the destination space is now the sRGB color space. And we simply click OK. And now it is changed into, we'll go Edit, it is changed into the sRGB color space. We can see that right here. When you decide to save this image, we can click on File, down to Save As, and click on it. And you'll notice when you're saving your image, you will also be able to verify that it's in the color space that you want it to be in. So here we are verifying it's in the sRGB color space. Okay, that brings us to the end of our discussion on color space and color profiles for an image. We now know how to assign one to our raw images so that when it converts into an image file, it has the proper color space assigned to it. We also know now in Photoshop how to enter into the Edit, Convert Profile, Edit, Convert Profile in order to change the color space if we want to change it for intended output. All right, see you next time.